Alright guys, welcome back to building our park here, and I have taken the liberty of doing anything that's pretty much boring for the parking lot, seeing as you guys want me to move on, and you have seen a little bit of changes and a hint of what is coming here. It's not a lot, but yeah, it really doesn't say much, but that's how I'm going to leave at least until we finish the parking lot. Okay, so what I've done, of course, I just separated them into little sections. Um, we're gonna have this go all the way down out here. Over here, what I'm gonna have here is basically like a park logo, possibly a fountain here. Usually, some parks you drive up and then you see like this um, garden-like area or like just a statue or a sign saying welcome to this park here, blah 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 blah, and that's what it's going to be here. Um, Further back here, I have a little bit more room here. Yeah, that's more than enough room to have the, how do I say, the parking, um, yeah, the ticket booths, there we go, the toll booths where you pay for parking. Um, and what I'm going to try here is I'm going to delete, not yet though, I'm going to try and take these out and try and discreetly put them here. Because as far as I know, no guest uses any of these or any riser attractions until they get inside the park. So I guess based on the programmings, it would assume that this is a ride. So if I would open it now, no peeps would, ride this and they would just instantly go to the front. So that is the schedule for what we're going to do. So what we're going to go ahead and do right now, let's go ahead and lay down some asphalt for the parking lot. Fill that all in. You know what, let's just go ahead and just fill it all in. With the planters there, we'll just redo that over. Just try and get all of that in there as much as possible. And don't forget that. I'll fix that later, because I know those are planters as well. But we're just gonna go ahead and fill in all that. Like that. Probably some there, there. And we'll need to fix that little section right there. And since it's bugging me, let's go ahead and put that down, because it is kind of bugging me. And miss a spot there. I'll go ahead and get it. Yeah, let's get it right now. There we go. Okay, and then next, let's just go ahead and get the planters. Not exactly planters now, they're just little sections where we're gonna have greenery and trees, flowers, and whatnot. So our parking lot isn't so asphalty. Need a precise hand here so we don't get to the asphalt. Straight lines all over. Like that. Kinda messed up right there, but thank God it is not permanent. Okay, kinda hard to see with all of it being asphalt, but I can manage. And yet again, it's probably because the brush, I blame the brush, that's what I blame. It just likes to go from 1 square to 4 squares just out of nowhere. I blame it. None of it is my fault. That wasn't my fault either. At least it's not as repetitive as I was trying to build these uh, build the parking lot, at least the base form of it. It's not as boring. At least we're getting somewhere, you know. At least it looks like a parking lot. Add here as well. Almost done, I believe. I believe so. Take that out. Almost done here, guys. And then we'll just go ahead and put some asphalt here as well. Well, maybe not there, because eventually we will rise it for even more planters. Have you guys noticed that I do love planters? It's probably going to be everywhere in the park. Okay. Stick with the normal one here for now. I can go ahead and fix that later, but for now... Missing a few more spots here. There. And nope, went too far. And lastly, here. Now while we're at it, since it's already done, let's go ahead and test this out. Wonder if it'll even work. There it goes. Let's go and see if we can add 2 trains instead of 1. There we go. Add some kinetic energy to the park. You might be hearing me say that a lot with the whole kinetic energy. More movement in the park, the more interesting it looks. So I think we're pretty much done with the parking lot, at least for the basic terraforming and painting of textures. Let's go ahead and start here. Now what we're going to have here is we're going to make this the handicap spot. Now you're probably wondering, why am I adding a handicap spot when there isn't any area or pathway for the handicapped people to go through? I mean, this is not exactly handicap friendly or handicap accessible here. Well, behind the scenes while I was working on the parking lot, I was just gonna make this pseudo looking path, just added a texture here, and we are going to assume that people can walk through here even though the game would allow us to. So it's at the discretion of the trams to make sure they stop for people crossing this walkway. And I do believe I missed a spot here. Yes, I did. What? No. We'll fill that in later. And for some reason this thing's floating, so I'll probably fix that too. But for now, let's go ahead and make our handicap spot here. If only I can make it diagonal. I don't think we have any diagonal blocks on this one. Nope, unfortunately we do not have any diagonal pieces. Yeah, unfortunately we're just gonna have to stick with that. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. With every handicap spot, of course, there's have to be a space for the regular people or people with wheelchairs to be able to get out of. And we'll do just that. Oops. There we go. And for more extra realism, let's go ahead and place some, not there. We don't want people to get run over, or run over the wall there. We're gonna go ahead and place some cars already. And I do believe it's in the medium section to diminish it. I believe not. Most likely in large. Okay, let's see how long these things are. Yeah, it's a good thing I made these. We're gonna go ahead and add the bus air loading area here in the back. Everything else will possibly be normal parking. So let's just missed another spot here. And again, let's go ahead and finally put in some cars. Let's make this a dark blue. Make another one white. And one more. Let's make a auburn red. Or whatever that color is. I don't know what it is. I just made it up. Okay. So I guess we can also make this handicap as well. Oops. Well, see, that's why sometimes I don't like using control, because sometimes it's not exactly where I want it, and other times it is. So I guess that's why sometimes I don't use the control feature when placing objects. Sometimes it doesn't like to cooperate. Anyway, there we go, that's it for handicap. Let's go ahead and move on to here. Now what I'm about to do, I'm going to show a nice trick here. First of all, let's just go ahead and lay out the wall, or the line. Don't worry about it, it's not sunken in, that's okay. Hopefully I'm going to show you a trick that will make things much easier. Whoops. Just gonna go ahead and lay out all these lines. Wrong way. Halfway done here, guys. Yeah, it's a little bit silent, but I'm trying to concentrate here. Why don't you just go ahead and look at that tram passing by while you're waiting. See, isn't movement interesting? Okay, and we are done with that. Now what I'm going to do now is we're going to go over here. Custom structures, we're going to go ahead and save the area. And it just copies anything within this path that is a scenery object. We're going to save it. And we're going to save it as parking lines, middle section. We save that. Next, let's just go ahead and delete this now. We don't need it. Delete all that. Oh. Oh, that's weird. It did not delete. How very strange. I wonder if it even saved. Let's go ahead and get the parking lines out. Perfect. And we can take all this, sink it down, and voila, we have parking lines. Instant parking lines. We'll go ahead and deal with the other one later, but for now... Oop. Uh-oh. Sorry guys, a bit of technical difficulty, but thank goodness. But let's go ahead and save that before anything else happens. Oof. Okay, good. We'll just go ahead and delete that later. But I think we have 2 more sections to go. So let's go ahead and take that back. Load that up. Sink it down. And 1 more to go. There we go. And just for the record, let's go ahead and sink this down as well. And unfortunately, I think we have to go in here and go by one with this. I'm just going to go ahead and just spread it all around. Just randomly clicking the mouse button without any regard for what I delete, and just replace whatever I delete. Like that little area. Almost done with this one at least. And then this stray one should be deleted as well. Nothing but the sound of clicking of mice. Or mouse. Either one. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and fix that last part. And there we go. Finish the middle section. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with this. Not like that. Let's just go ahead and leave this like that, so that just in case that happens again. And like that, like it happened one more time. And there we go. Once again, we're gonna go ahead and do that little trick I showed. Save the area. And we'll save it as parking lines end sections, I guess. Alrighty then. Hopefully that one will save it where it's already underground as it is. Once more. Load that up. And surprisingly, it does. Apparently we are pretty much done. But let's just go ahead and finish the outline. And then we'll call this video a day. You know, so it just stops doing that. Let's just go ahead and turn that on. And right there. And I believe I was gonna put some here, so let's just go ahead and do that. There. Right there. There. And sure, why not? We'll just go ahead and delete the lines there. Just some added extra parking for the peeps. Delete those lines. And I believe that is our parking area, at least for the parking lines. Okay, that's it for this episode. We're gonna go ahead and move on to dressing our theme or our parking lot with some plants, flowers, and hopefully we will get started on the entrance or the entrance facade structure line, billboard, whatever it will be. It'll be right here. And then our toll booth for the parking lot. And then eventually we will move on to secret lot area here. Okay.